I now declare today's meeting of the Trash Appreciation Society in session. As soon as I drink a little bit more coffee, hang on. Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living, and dream chasing, and trash. Self-appointed head of the Trash Appreciation Society and trash queen. Somebody get me a tiara made of used cosmetics containers. It's time for my Q3 Empties update, and wait, this needs two hands. I got a whole bunch of trash. We've got a whole bunch of stuff inside, including some of my regular favorites and a couple of newbies. Before we start literally digging around in my trash, I just wanted to say that my B12 injection is overdue. So I am not feeling 110%. I'm feeling about 30%. Also, my cognitive function, not great. So if the words that come out of my mouth make no sense, more so than usual, that is why. I'm seriously struggling to string a sentence together recently. Let's start with one of my all-time favorites. This is the Coco and Eve Like a Virgin hair mask, and I have been using this for years. It is a staple in my hair care collection. I try and use it probably once a month, and I genuinely believe this was one of the biggest components of me fixing my damaged hair after it all snapped off when I lived in Bahrain. Is it pricey? Yes, it is. We're not even going to pretend that this isn't a little bit more on the expensive side, but I do think it's worth the money. I will continue to repurchase this because I love it and I stand by it. Next we have something new, and you might recognize this from my Project Pan challenge. This is the Dove Nourishing Secrets Restoring Ritual Body Lotion. I actually think this is a great body lotion for the price. I've been cycling through so many different body lotions over the last few years, just trying to use up my collection, and this was one of my favorites. Also love to see that Dove is cruelty free now. My only small complaint is that for me personally, it wasn't heavy enough on the coconut scent, but for the average person, I think it's an appropriate amount of coconut. I mean, it's in there, but I like to be smacked in the face with the scent of coconut. Next, I have a cleanser, and for the last few months, I've kind of been on a mission to find my new favorite cleanser. Spoiler alert, it's not this one, which is really weird because I used to love this cleanser. It's the Boots Tea Tree and Witch Hazel Foaming Face Wash. I thought they discontinued this. I don't know if I was mistaken or if they've just recently brought it back. But when I saw it in Boots, I was like, ah, at long last, my old fave. Not so much an old fave anymore. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing I dislike about it. But I remember it giving me this very clean, tingly feeling when I used to wash my face, which I don't know if that's necessarily even a good thing. What does that mean if the soap is making your face tingle? Is that good? But that's what I used to really enjoy about this, and I didn't get that now that I'm using it again. So I don't know if they've changed the formula. I don't know what's going on, but I probably won't be repurchasing, and my search for my next cleanser continues. Oh, I used up the NYX Baked Blush in Wanderlust, and I don't want to talk about how much I freaking loved this blush because they discontinued it. I loved it a lot. Another classic Empties fave that you'll probably find in all of my Empties videos is this Superdrug Coconut Dry Shampoo. When they're on offer, you can get 2 for £6, which is far cheaper than getting a big can of Batiste. And I just prefer this to Batiste, honestly. I think it has more absorbency. I almost feel like we should have Empties bingo cards because a lot of these products I talk about again and again, they keep showing up, and then you could play along at home and be like, oh, she's got the Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation out. There she goes again with her Lush Coconut Rice Cake Shampoo Bar. That would be kind of like a weird interactive experience. I kind of like that. Speaking of things I use up time and time again, here's another one. It's the Lush Power Conditioner, and I've done a whole in-depth hair care video, which I will link down below in case you want to watch it. I cycle between 3 different conditioners, and I don't mean that like I'll use this one up and then move on to a different one. I mean like I'll use this one day, and then the next time I wash my hair I'll use the next one, and then the next time I use the third, and I do that. Is it high maintenance? Compared to what, really? But it works for me. My hair is in good condition. I just got a cut the other day, but look how long it's gotten. So I cycle between this one, the Coco and Eve mask, and the Lush Golden Cap conditioner bar. Do I have one of those in here? I actually don't this time. Those little conditioner bars last me a long time. But yeah, I feel like the combination of all 3 of those gives my hair exactly what it needs. Anyway, I'll link all of the products that I mentioned in this video down in the description box. Some of them are probably going to be affiliate links. And a big thank you to anyone who purchases using my affiliate links because it helps to fund My Starbucks addiction. Coffee that I make at home is not the same. Something a little bit different that I tried from Lush this quarter was the Naked Charity Pot coin. If you don't know, Lush has a body lotion called the Charity Pot, and all of the proceeds go towards different charities that they support. Usually it comes in a little reusable tub, and I've used that before. It's a really nice body lotion, but at the checkout they had these little solid bars of the formula. I was like, I'm gonna give that a go. They're only small, they're £1. And then what did she do? She left it on the windowsill during a heat wave. That is why the bag looks like this. It melted and a great deal of it was lost. But I did manage to salvage about half of it and I liked it. I do think I prefer it in its liquid form, but if you're trying to be packaging free, then this is a great option. They probably, I would imagine, do it in a little bit of a bigger size as well. Don't quote me, but I think they do. This is still really greasy. This one is another familiar face from my Project Pan challenge. It's the Nivea Naturally Good Honeysuckle Scent and Organic Oil Enriched Oil Infused Shower Gel. It was a lot. I actually wasn't a huge fan of this. I mentioned this during one of my Project Pan updates, but I felt like it was just fine. I like my shower gel or my soap or like whatever I'm using in the shower to have some kind of moisturizing element to it. I like that rich feeling, and this absolutely did not have that, and I didn't really like the scent. Love that this bottle is made from 97% recycled PET plastic. That's super, but even so, I will not be repurchasing. See, if we had those little bingo cards right now, you'd be able to cross another one off, because I did use up another Lush Coconut Rice Cake Shampoo Bar. Also, thank you to everyone who commented to let me know that in your Lush stores, they still call it the Coconut Rice Cake Shampoo Bar and not just coconut rice, because at my local Lush store it's now just coconut rice, and I was really gaslighting myself into thinking I was crazy. Did I add the cake part? So thank you for confirming that I am in fact not insane. Not for that reason anyway. I've been using this shampoo bar for so long. Before this one I used the Jason and the Argan Oil. I've also used the Scenic one, and this one is by far my favorite. Like in the past I've always had to switch out my shampoos every maybe like 9 months because my hair adapts and it stops being so effective. But with this, I just realized I haven't had to do that, and I've been using this for maybe 4 years at this point. It's the perfect balance between not leaving my hair greasy and heavy, but also giving it all of the moisture that it needs to be healthy. So love that. We'll obviously be repurchasing. Oh, there's so much left in here. I used up a sheet mask and I just put my fingers in it. Ew. This is something a little bit different for me. It came in a gift box that I was sent by a subscriber a little while ago. Joanne, if you're watching, I love you. But I really like this, and I never go out and purchase sheet masks, so this was a nice little treat for me. I rolled out of bed one Saturday morning and just stuck this on and laid in bed watching Netflix, and I was like, ugh, what a life of luxury I am living right now. It's the OK Skin Calming Dalmatian Print Sheet Mask. It's a Korean beauty brand. I've never heard of it before, but it's cruelty free, it's suitable for vegans, and I really liked it. I couldn't find this on Amazon. I could find another mask from this brand, so maybe I'll link that down below in case you want to like look into it a little further. I would repurchase this if I saw this in shops again. I really liked it. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, hold on to your chairs because this might shock some of you. I used a packet of face wipes. Now, I used to be face wipe queen. Times have changed. Used to be queen of face wipes, now I'm the queen of trash. I don't know if I'm moving up in the world or what. I used to go through packets and packets and packets and packets of face wipes. And then one day I just went completely cold turkey and stopped using them because all of a sudden it dawned on me that that really wasn't great for the environment. I know that now a lot of brands are making biodegradable face wipes, which is what these are, but I still don't love the idea of this non-recyclable packaging, and I've realized that my skin is actually a lot nicer now that I'm actually washing my makeup off as opposed to just like smearing it around my face. But face wipes are really convenient for when you're traveling, so I bought these to go to Greece back in June. They're the Boots Tea Tree and Witch Hazel plastic-free biodegradable wipes. Hated them. I don't know if it's because of the packaging and maybe the seal was faulty, or if it's just the way that the face wipes are, but they were so dry. I mean, I had to take them out and run them under the tap and then use them, at which point you may as well just use a face cloth. They just didn't retain any moisture at all. I used up 2 foundations during Q3, and no prizes if you guessed. They're both Revolution Conceal and Define. One is in F6, one is in F7. My winter shade, my summer shade. You already know what I'm gonna say. This is the foundation that I just keep going back to. I try other foundations, maybe I dip my toe in the water to see what else is out there, but I just keep coming back to this because it's so affordable, and the quality that you get for the price, I just don't think it can be matched. Such full coverage, such great shade range. I love the way it sits on my skin, and under £10. I also used up 2 concealers, and can you guess what they are? No, you can't. Because I actually switched things up and started using a new concealer. What is happening? The sky is falling. The apocalypse is upon us. Aimee actually took a step away from the Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. I did. I've been using that same concealer for years religiously. Like I'm in some kind of a cult. I don't know. I just was so obsessed with it. And then for some reason I decided to branch out and try the Revolution IRL Filter Finish concealer. I just realized I have 2 different shades here. That would explain why I looked so pale last month. Anyway, I'm converted. Don't get me wrong, I still love the Conceal and Define concealer, and I might get one just to have on hand for when my skin is a little more dry, because one thing about this is that it is much more of a matte finish. For me, that's great because the areas where I tend to put concealer are also my oiliest areas, so around my nose, up on my forehead and my chin, and this just means that the concealer does not budge all day, and it's also a lot more full coverage than the Conceal and Define. However, like, I've been sick last week and now my skin is a little more dry, and I've got it under my eyes and it's kind of sinking in, so maybe under the eyes Conceal and Define, in the oily areas, IRL filter, what are you called? IRL filter finish. Maybe that'll be a good balance for me and my face. I don't know. We're gonna look into that. But I am here to tell you that this concealer packs a punch. Okay, I used up, oh, this is so painful. I used up one of the best skincare products that I've ever used in my life, but we're not going to talk about it because it's been discontinued. The Synestia Rosemary Face Oil. In the last Empties video, I used up the Synestia Under Eye Roller, and I went to go and purchase another one because I love that too, and the business had closed down. So sad to see small businesses closing down, especially when they have such freaking good products. I used up another 2 of my Wild deodorant refills, and recently I've had people asking which scents I use and I recommend. I love the Fresh Cotton and Sea Salt one. I just feel like it's very natural. It's not overbearing at all. It's just very fresh. I also like the Mint and Aloe Vera, which again is not very overpowering. Coconut and Vanilla is one of my all-time favorites because, as discussed earlier, I'm obsessed with coconut scented things. Jasmine and Mandarin Blossom is also a really nice one. But I love Wild. I will stick by them. I think their customer service is excellent. I think their product is great. And obviously from a zero waste standpoint, I love that too. Westlab Himalayan bath salts. I'm unnerved now that I don't have these in my bathroom cabinet. Bath salts are something that I feel like I need to have on hand at all time, and now I don't have any. I'm like, ugh. Because every time I start to get a cold or something, I run a really hot bath, I stick in a bunch of bath salts, and then I let myself like stew in it, like sweat all the toxins out. Again, I have no idea if this has any factual basis to it at all, but then I get out, I wrap myself in a hot towel like a little burrito, and I swear it works. It could absolutely be placebo effect, but I am telling you right now, it works for me. It does. I need to run out and buy a new packet of these as soon as possible. We are nearing the end. Oh, I used up another Wild as well. This one is Fresh Cotton and Sea Salt also. I used up a primer, and I genuinely, for the life of me, cannot remember whether I've talked about this before, because I know I made the switch from the NYX Marshmallow Primer to this Revolution Pore Blur Primer, but I don't know if this is the first one I've used up or if it's the second. I'm getting my trash all confused. Anyway, I love this. I think it's great. I think it does have more of a smoothing element than the NYX Marshmallow Primer, but if I'm being completely upfront and honest, the real reason why I switched was because this was cheaper. I love both. I think they both work great, but if I have two products that I love equally, it's always going to come down to price, and this was cheaper. This next one comes with a little bit of a story, okay? I used up this bath bomb from Lush. It's called Deep Sleep, and it came all wrapped up in this little piece of fabric, very pretty, very elegantly done, and I thought, that's fancy, and then I unwrapped it and threw the whole bath bomb into the bath. Fun fact about this bath bomb is that you're meant to leave it in the fabric because it's full of foliage. I hop into my bath and 5 minutes later it's like I'm wading through a swamp. I learned a very valuable lesson. I also used up a few other bath bombs during Q3, and I can't keep track of them because they don't have any packaging. I know that I used up a Butter Bear, my all-time fave. I used up a Sleepy Bear, I think, also from Lush. And I used up the Snow Fairy Moisture Pot. It's in my project pan, so spoiler alert, I did use up the whole of that. It's like, again, like the kind of charity pot coin. It's a solid moisturizer, but you use it in the shower. Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed that. I felt like that was a life-changing experience for me. Is that a little bit melodramatic? Probably, but I really liked that. Next, we have another Project Pan product. This is the Sand and Sky Australian Pink Clay Pore Refining Face Mask. I've been using this for a really long time, and for years it was my hands down favorite face mask. But now that I'm starting to get a little bit older, my skin is starting to dry out a little bit more, and I feel like this is maybe a little too drying for me. It might be time to try out one of their other masks and see how my skin does with that. Not that this does anything terrible to my skin or that my skin looks bad after I use it, but I do notice now that when I rinse it off, I need to immediately moisturize. Whereas when I was younger, I was a lot oilier, so this just used to balance me out. It used to go from super oily to normal, but now I'm going from normal to dry, and it's not the vibe. If you are an oily girl, I 10 out of 10 recommend this, and I'm open to suggestions for face masks for not so oily girls. You watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna change my whole skincare routine and makeup routine to accommodate my new skin type, and then in like 6 months I'm gonna go back to being oily. I do not have that kind of money to waste, okay? I used up two of my favorite eye products, the No. 7 Age Defying Mascara and the Revolution eyebrow pencil, the skinny one. There are two. Neither of them have a name written on them. One is skinny, one is fat. I used up the skinny one. I get mine in medium brown, I think, and the mascara is in black. I love both of these. I've been using both of these for a while now. I will continue to use both of these, and that's kind of all I have to say about that. We're almost done, friends. We just have a few skincare items to talk about. First off is another one for your little bingo card. It's the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Advanced Facial Sun Protection with SPF 50. I'm not going to do my regular rant about how important sun cream is. It just is. It just is. I just turned 32. A lot of people on Instagram were like, oh my gosh, I thought you were in your early 20s. Like, what do you do for your skin? And the answer is a lot of things, but mostly it's wearing Factor 50 every day. Even today, it's raining outside. I will not be leaving the house, but I'm sitting near a window, so I have my Factor 50 on. It is working. Speaking of trying to look younger, I used up my retinol. I use the ordinary retinol. I'm now up to 1%. I love this because it's so affordable. There are certain things in my skincare routine that I will splurge on, and other things that I think I can save on, and this is one of those things. Retinol is one of those things that now I've started using it, I never want to give it up. You can prize it out of my cold, dead millennial hands, okay? I used up my eye cream, and I have a lot of feelings about it because this is my favorite eye cream. I've been using it for a hot minute. It's the Green People C1 Age Defy Plus Line Eraser Serum. But I used up so many different skincare products in such a short space of time, and my face as a whole is very expensive to upkeep. Even though the individual products aren't all super pricey, the whole thing as a package, it's expensive. And I used up like everything within 4 weeks of each other, and I have not been able to replace everything yet. I have not been able to replace my eye cream. and it shows. I love a product that you can kind of see it working when you start using it, but I love it even more when you stop using it and you're like, oh, that's when you see the real impact and you're like, oh no, I need to run out and get that immediately. So next month, after next payday, I will be getting this. People on Instagram are going to think I'm 46 by next month, because without that eye cream, I'm falling apart. I also used up another Green People product. This actually wasn't even mine, but like I said, I used up all my skincare items all at once, and I just had to kind of make do and mend. So I stole this from my mom. She wasn't using it. It's the Green People Hydrating Calming Serum. This is a really light but intensely moisturizing cream. It's supposed to be really good for people with rosacea. I can't personally comment on that, but I found it to be a really lovely cream to use. Will I repurchase it? No. Only because it really came down to, am I going to repurchase this or am I going to repurchase the Sand and Sky Tasmanian Boost Cream? And I decided to go with the Boost Cream because it has hyaluronic acid in it, but I still love this. If you use a separate hyaluronic acid from your moisturizer, then maybe give this a go because it is lovely. But I just needed a 2-for-1 acid and moisturizer all together, you know. And finally, the Body Shop Vitamin C Glow Revealing Liquid Peel. Has this been discontinued? Does anybody know what is happening? Because when I went online to get the link for this earlier and to check the price for my little spreadsheet, I could not find it anywhere. And I'm going to be very upset if they've discontinued this, because I love this. It's completely different to a normal exfoliator where you have, you know, some kind of gritty substance that buffs off the dead skin. I don't understand how this works, but it's a liquid. It has no kind of texture to it, no kind of rough texture, and you just apply it to your face and all the dead skin just comes off. I don't understand how that happens, but it's so effective. It's the most effective exfoliator I've ever used. Where is it? Is it just they're not selling it online? If I go to the shop, is it there? Does anybody know? Can somebody help me? And on that overly emotional note, let's talk about the figures. We're going to delve into my little spreadsheet and I'm going to give you some shocking statistics. So in Q3, I used up £371.88 worth of product. I know. And I purchased £107.55 worth of products. Yikes. That's scary because right now I'm still pulling a lot of stuff from my collection, like my beauty hoard. What happens when all of that is gone? You think that's nuts? Listen to the running total for the year, okay? I have used up so far in 2023 £824.60 worth of products. What? And I purchased £309.75 worth of product. I find those numbers really unsettling. I don't like that at all. In this economy? Anyway, thank you so much for being here today to rummage through my trash with me. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!
There was once